Hi, welcome to Electric Trekker Creations. My name is Bex.
Hi, today is the Christmas Collab 2025 hosted by Tracey from Mini Scenes GB, and it's also the 7th day of the 12 Days of Christmas collaboration hosted by the lovely Steph from Highland Homemade Crafts. So I'm trying to pull out all the stops and make something amazing, and here we go. I have this beautiful tree and mushroom mould. I adore mushrooms. I have lots of mushroom moulds along with all of my skull moulds even. Got the mould from Temu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this inside out and dust the tops of the mushrooms in these two blues. Now they're chameleon powders from Rayher Raysin. One is blue and the other is teal. See how this goes. Just a little bit. Once I have dusted all of these, I will then knock out any extra powder that I have and clean off any excess. If I do miss any mushrooms, then I can always paint them afterwards. I mean, obviously I'd prefer not to miss any, but if I do, it won't be a disaster. Though to be fair, I'm getting this blue absolutely everywhere. It's alright, I will clean it up, And I won't even make you sit and watch me do it. I'm nice like that. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of powder in there of the two. And I'm just going to randomly put the brush in, and whichever colour it picks up is the colour that the mushroom is going to be. Also, because this is blue and sparkly, I don't mind if some of it is left on the mould because it will give it a more wintry look, and that's what I'm after. Am I going to try and draw the stems? Let's clean this up so I don't accidentally put blue back all over what I've just cleaned off. Well, this one says golden, which I don't think is quite what I want, but it will do. If they're also a little bit blue, I don't mind. I've now mixed up the powder. It's Raysin 200 by Rayher. It's a 1 to 3.5 ratio of water to powder. You stir it for 1 minute, you pour it, and then in 30 minutes it can be demoulded. It takes between 2 and 8 days to dry, depending on the actual shape that you're pouring. I am not convinced I have made enough for this mould, but we're going to give it a go anyway, and if not, I will make up some more and then I will pour it out. I'm pouring from high and I'm pouring slow in the hopes that bubbles will come out. I have found that this actually degasses pretty well. So halfway up, and then going to give it a bit of a jiggle and a tap. I'm not going to press where the mushrooms are because I'd like not to disturb the powder. But I will jiggle beneath it and to the sides in the hope that that will make any bubbles come up. Oh, I do not like the sound of that paper. The sound of this when I jiggle it, so just lift it up and do this. You can use a vibration plate. I don't own one. So I use the old-fashioned method of tapping it myself. Ooh, would you look at that? How cool is that? I almost got the measurements right. Again, just before it's full, giving it a little bit of a tap and a shimmy even, in the hopes that any bubbles will come up. I will be back in half an hour for the next part of this make. Okay, time to demold. No. Well, this did not go well. This did not go well at all. I wonder if I can glue the bits back together. I think. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put gloves on because otherwise I'm going to stick myself to something because I am very bad with glue. That would have been my fingers because I am that bad. It's not fully repaired, obviously, because there's still cracks, but I'm okay with it. And even though I used gloves, I've still got something stuck to me. What am I like? Now then, next part of the plot. I have a glue gun and I am going to make a pattern. What I'm trying to do is make a barrier around this centre area because I want to pour Eco Pour around the edge and I don't want it to come into the middle bit. And I'm using hot glue because my understanding is this should work. Oh yeah, and I'm also deliberately not making the lines straight. I think that's pretty good. I need to wait for that to cool down and solidify. Okay, so I've mixed more up. A little bit of a mess. Little bit of a mess. And I managed to break the seal, unsurprisingly, on this. So I'm gonna hold this down here, and I've made this quite thick, deliberately so. And I don't mind if it doesn't go the full height of this, or even if it runs under this a little bit. I more just wanted to make sure it didn't just run straight into the middle. So long as there's a little bit of a barrier, some of it is kept out, then I'm fine with that. I wonder if I can put something on there that would... let's see if that works. So it doesn't matter if a little bit of it goes under. I do want it to the edges of this though. What I wanted to do was put like drops of colour there and then get a swirly stick and just... It's supposed to be cold, you see. So a little bit of blue in the ice bank. It's quite literally just a little bit of blue. Just to give a hint of blue. Now the fact that I've put far too much there is fine. these are tiny little polyester balls. Now then, I need to wait for this to dry before I do anything else. Back in half an hour. Okay, let's see if this comes off. I'm so hoping this comes off without me breaking anything. Oh my goodness. There we go. Look at that. Right, let's get a brush. Let's get a brush. Let's get a brush and see if we can get this out of here. What I need is one of those little hoovers that I've seen, because I don't want any of this in here. The only way for me to get it out is the old-fashioned way, using my fingers. Now then, what I want to do is need to mix up some resin. As Lula goes, magic! I don't have Lula's magic. Let's see, I have to put mine on. No magic involved. Right, so now I'm going to add in a drop or two of this. Oh, this is, what does this say? This is light blue. Colour pigment. It's not alcoholic, it's a colour pigment. Scrape around the sides, make sure all the colour pigment goes in. Now, it looks quite a nice colour in there, but here it's so much thinner, you're almost not gonna see it. So add in another 2 drops, 1, 2. There is a trick to see how light or dark your colour is going to be, and I saw Julie Cuts from Pouring Your Heart Out do this first. I've seen other people do it since, but basically you just do a little bit on your stick, and as you see, that's still really light. So I'm going to add 3 more drops, and then I think I'm going to call it that's all I want, because I really don't want this to be dark, because I want it to look like icy water. So just spray this in here gently. So these haven't stuck as well as I'd hoped they would. That's okay, I have a way to fix it. I have a plan. spray in there. Pour from a great height. Very slowly. I will speed this up for you. Spray the top. Oh, no! My daughter is not supposed to laugh at me when I shout, oh no. But that's okay. It's all good. Right, so I'm gonna use a little bit of this in here. Just a very small amount. That should be more than enough. And then I'm going to add some white mica to it. So the idea is that these should look like cracks in the frozen water. That's what I'm going for. I'm really not sure that that's what I'm getting, but that's the idea. This is probably a case of less is more, and I have done far too much to be classed as less, but I'm happy with this. So I'm going to leave this as this is for now, and we will be back in the morning. Hello, it's the next day, and now I'm going to fix how this looks. So I'm just going to very carefully pick this up and turn it round so that it's close to me. I'm really loving this. I am so happy it's turned out exactly as I wanted it. Well, not exactly, because nothing is ever exactly, but so close to what I envisaged. It's untrue. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue some moss around here so it covers the cracks. That's the plan anyway. Little bit of glue there, and then pick up the moss and stick it down. Bit down in here as well, because I want that to be stuck down like that. Bear with me while I try to stick the glue and not, well, stick the moss and not myself. I've mixed the resin. I'm just going to add a little bit of this glitter. I only want a small amount. I just want a suggestion of glitter rather than it to take over. Or maybe I want a little bit more than that. because I want it to look like an icy scene. Anyway, I'm adding a little amount of glitter. A little amount of glitter is subjective. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now I'm gonna also add a very small amount of this blue glitter. And this is going to be a tiny amount. There, because I just want the suggestion of the blue in it. But now I'm going to spray the middle part here and try not to spray the edges because these will all go flying. For now I'm just going to pour this over very gently, she says. And then pour a little bit, what's left even, and a little bit over here. And I'm hoping that that brings out what will look like a crackle effect or an ice effect on here. So the final step is to get a little bit of Mod Podge and a brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, on where I've put the moss, just not all of it, just a little bit over there. Now I need to do this where I actually painted the tree because I want to seal in the painting that I did on the tree. It will move where the paint went. That's fine. It will still look quite rough and ready. I don't need to do it on the mushrooms because when I painted those, I actually did it in the mould, so the resin is on those already. There we go. And then la pièce de résistance, the bit that my daughter said I absolutely had to do. To be fair, I agree with her, so it's not like she's forcing me to do anything, but it just makes me laugh that she was like, oh no mummy, you have to do this. That is now done, and all that is left to do is wait for this to dry, come back in, well, I'll come back later and I'll unmould it. Okay, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it.
Time to demould.
That was nice and easy. Now I have no idea how I'm going to do the glamour shots. I've got a little bit of over pour there, which I will just fix. Hopefully you can see all of the beautiful sparkle, and if I do this you can see the tree, and the idea is that this can go on your table or in your hallway, and you can have your salt and pepper on here for Christmas Day, or you can throw your keys on or put a candle on, obviously not directly on here, but you know what I mean. And yeah, so I hope you like the tray, and I will try and get some glamour shots.
If you like the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, or hit the notification. Comments are always welcome. They all help my channel to grow. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!